The following announcement has been paid for by Perched on the Top Rope.
What's up, guys? This is the Murderhawk Monster, Lance Archer, and you are watching Perched on the Top Rope. And watch out, because I'll chokeslam you on the way down.
Welcome, everyone, to Perched on the Top Rope. I am your host, former dirt sheet writer from Ringside News, the Daily DDT, the Richest, the Sportster, and Sportskita. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Lee Walker. And boy, oh boy, do we have a great prediction show for you in regards to AEW's Full Gear that is tonight. That's right, it is tonight with the prelims starting at 6 p.m. for AEW 0 Hour that you can watch on their YouTube channel. And there are 3 matches set for 0 Hour this year for AEW's Full Gear. And those 3 matches are Big Boom AJ, who will be with Big Justice, taking on QT Marshall. And the Rizzler will serve as a special guest timekeeper. Now, if some of you are like, who the hell is this Big Boom AJ guy? He is a former professional wrestler, as I have found out, but they're known as the Costco guys. They are online personalities. They're no Logan Paul, but that's what this match is. So, my honest opinion here is I don't even know how this feud really began. I just know that it's a thing. And I can see why it's on the prelims. It's not to be taken serious. I'm going to expect that AJ Big Boom wins that match. The second match is Deonna Purrazzo taking on Anna Jay. Now, Anna Jay just recently coming off of a loss from the AEW Women's Champion, Mariah May. Anna has really looked strong these past few months. However, we can't look past the fact that Deonna Purrazzo also has Johnny Nitro, Johnny Wrestling. Oh no, he doesn't go by Johnny Wrestling because he can't go by Johnny Wrestling because that's already been done on the indies, and Johnny Gargano's in WWE. But I'm talking about John Morrison, ladies and gentlemen, as she has John Morrison's wife, Taya, on her side. So I wouldn't look past if we see some sort of distraction in the match for Deonna Purrazzo to win. The third and the final prelim match on 0 Hour is a 4-way match that includes Buddy Matthews, Dante Martin, Commander, and the Beast Mordos. Now, I'm sure you're asking, like, why is this match going on? All these guys have been having matches against each other. I watched the Commander literally on Rampage last week, or maybe it was Collision, but he went ring post to ring post running on the top rope and then dove off the adjacent corner. It was literally incredible to watch. It was so freaking cool, not gonna lie. This match, even though it's on a prelim, this is gonna be probably one of the best matches of the night. There's gonna be a lot of spots in this match, and the name that obviously sticks out the most to me to win is Buddy Matthews. However, everyone in this match is in a faction, so I also wouldn't put it past if we do see some sort of interference with like a big group and a big spot happens with everybody involved. it's going to be a good match. Now, that's 0 hour. That is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for those 3 matches. And of course, you're going to have previews of all the matches that are taking place tonight. And it appears that the opening match is going to be MJF taking on Rodrick Strong. Now, this match and this whole thing started back in October. It was October 23rd on an episode of Dynamite when Adam Cole was interrupted by Rodrick Strong, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. Strong said when Cole came to them with the idea to take out MJF, they immediately said yes because they were real friends. He said they needed to finish the job on MJF. Cole once again challenged MJF to come out, but was greeted by a video package of MJF, where MJF reiterated that he would not be facing Cole, but did lay out the terms for a potential match. He said he would face Cole or Strong, and all they had to do was win 3 matches. Whoever won their 3 matches first would get to face MJF at Full Gear. Well, at Fright Night Dynamite, Cole defeated Buddy Matthews in his first match since September 2023. On that following week of Dynamite, he defeated Buddy Matthews of the House of Black. Meanwhile, on November 2nd of Collision, Strong defeated Shane Taylor, and in the next week he would defeat the Beast Mordos. This brings us to the November 13th episode of AEW Dynamite, where Adam Cole would lose to Konosuke Takeshita. And on the same night, on AEW Dynamite, Roderick Strong would defeat Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So as a result, Roderick Strong is scheduled to take on MJF at Full Gear. Now, my honest opinion, MJF defeats Roderick Strong. It only makes sense, folks. It only makes sense. And the next scheduled match, ladies and gentlemen, is Hangman Adam Page taking on Jay White. Now, this all came about because at Wrestle Dream on October 12th, Jay White defeated Hangman Adam Page. The following week on Collision, a rematch was set up at Full Gear. Very, very plain and very, very simple. That's how the match was set up. Now, the next match is a multi-person tag team match. And this match involves Private Party, the newly crowned tag team champions, as Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn had defeated the Young Bucks for those championships. And in this 4-way tag team match, they will be taking on the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, who have made a huge impression on the AEW fans. We will also have Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black and Brody King, as well as the Acclaimed, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. Now, this is one of the first title defenses for Private Party, and to have a match like this where you only have a 25% chance of coming out as the tag team champions, the odds are a little skewed, I must say. However, they've recently been crowned the tag team championships. They are originals to AEW, and unless AEW and Tony Khan just made them transitional champions, I personally don't see them losing. So I'm going to say that Private Party wins. Oh, I didn't even give my predictions for Jay White and Hangman Adam Page. I'm going to say that we see Jay White win, and we further see this angry Hangman Page with a full heel turn. So, the tag team match, I'm expecting huge spots, multi-person spots. Just like the 4-man match in 0 Hour, this is going to be probably one of the best matches of the night next to that match. Everyone out here in AEW, in my honest opinion, really looks to try and steal the show. So that's what I'm anticipating for this. I'm anticipating the show to be stolen by one of these matches. Whether it's the prelim of 0 Hour or whether it's this multi-tag match. But I still think that Private Party will remain the tag team champions. And we move on to our next match. And following that multi-person tag team match, we have the TBS Championship on the line as Mercedes Moné with Camille will face Kris Statlander. Now, on October 4th, on an episode of Rampage, Kris Statlander was confronted by Mercedes Moné and her bodyguard, Camille, with Moné insulting Statlander. At Fright Night Dynamite, Statlander defeated Camille, only for Moné to attack Statlander from behind after the match. Thus, a match between the two was later made official for Full Gear, with Moné's AEW TBS Championship to be on the line. Now, previously, Kris Statlander was a heel, and seemingly out of nowhere, we have a face turn again. I don't know if you guys heard that go-away heat that Mercedes Moné took this past week on AEW Dynamite, but to be paying that amount of money for go-away heat the way Mercedes Moné is, that's a lot of money to hear fans say, shut the fuck up. Not gonna lie. Mercedes Moné is way too hot right now in AEW, even though that needle for the ratings is not moving with her. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my honest opinion is that we have a and still situation here. I'm not happy about it either, but that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. And in our next match, we have the TNT Championship on the line as the champion. I want to call him Jungle Boy so bad, though we know it's not his name. That's not my name. That's not my name. Anyway, Jack Perry's defending the TNT Championship against Daniel Garcia. And this all started when at Wrestle Dream, Daniel Garcia returned and confronted Jack Perry, who had just defeated Shibata to retain the AEW TNT Championship, only to be confronted himself by returning MJF. While Garcia's back was turned, Perry hit him with the title belt and walked away. On the November 9th episode of Collision, Jack Perry defeated Action Andretti to retain the TNT Championship, to which Garcia then confronted Perry once again and challenged him to a match at Full Gear with the championship on the line, to which Perry accepted. And I'm not going to lie, Perry looked like the weaker one in this moment. And this is a match where I am confident that you are going to hear hashtag and new TNT champion Daniel Garcia. They've been pushing for Garcia. They've been pushing for Perry too, with Perry being part of the Young Bucks and being joined with Okada in the Elite. But We just saw the Elite fall not too long ago with the Young Bucks, and I'm expecting Jack Perry to have the same fate. I'm expecting a new TNT Championship out of this match. Now, the next match involves two friends. Two friends who have been there for each other, been in stables together, but now one of them is looking at the other, and he is not him. What I mean by that is Kyle Fletcher joined Don Callis. He was already with Don Callis. Will Ospreay seemed to be on the outskirts and then out. Well, Kyle Fletcher wanted to prove that he is not a carbon copy of Will Ospreay. The man shaved his head. I don't know if fans paid attention as much as I did. He's now covered in tattoos. And he's really trying to make himself not look... I mean, I can't even say not look like Will Ospreay. If you wear similar ring gear, if you look alike and talk alike and sound alike, no offense, that's most of the AEW roster. Everyone's trying to do the same stuff and outshine the next match, and everyone, in my opinion, kind of just really has the same match, but I'm covering it because it's AEW. It's a good product. Still, I like the storylines now that are coming out of everything. The only thing you are noticing is I'm constantly have brought up at Wrestle Dream, like they're just building like how WWE did from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, and there hasn't been that much long-term storytelling unless an injury is involved. I don't know who needs the win here more, to be honest with you. Kyle Fletcher's the heel. Will Ospreay is the face. In all honesty, I look at this match kind of like Razor Ramon 1-2-3 Kid. Will Ospreay's Razor Ramon. Kyle Fletcher's 1-2-3 Kid. Kyle Fletcher's like the, hey, I know we're friends, but I need to break out and become my own star like 1-2-3 Kid did. But, this isn't a WWF diaper match. All right, I'm going to say that Will Ospreay wins this match, and if I'm wrong, then Kyle Fletcher wins and he has help. It's the only way I can put it. And if we have another match where I feel like I'm going to say hashtag and new, it's at this point because we have the International Championship on the line as Takeshita will take on Ricochet, as Takeshita is the international champion. Now, with Ricochet coming in from WWE, keeping his name, he's been out to prove himself that he can, in fact, in his words, carry AEW. So, my honest opinion, this is where you see a hashtag and new international champion Ricochet. And we're going to see what Ricochet can do because Tony Khan is hot on him. And apparently so aren't the fans. But you know what's not hot? The way Ricochet tweets. Ricochet seemingly needs to stay off Twitter for a little while. I've always noticed that when you, in AEW, when you leave WWE and you get that free access on Twitter, you kind of start ranting. And it just doesn't look good. And he's being made fun of on Facebook forums, in groups and things to that nature over how he reacts to people tweeting. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. To me, I guess it's rather funny, but it is what it is. Now, again, I think it's a situation where, that's where we have hashtag and new. And ladies and gentlemen, we will have Mina Shikarawa and the AEW Women's Champion Mariah May celebrating together And that will bring us to the AEW main event. And that main event is Jon Moxley, the AEW heavyweight champion, facing Orange Cassidy. Now, this all started, again, at Wrestle Dream, where Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson to win the AEW World Championship for the 4th time, and the first 4-time AEW champion, by the way. After the match, Moxley and his Blackpool Combat Club stablemates attacked Danielson, even though Danielson was part of the stable, despite Darby Allin, Private Party, and Jeff Jarrett trying to save Danielson. Eventually, Orange Cassidy and most of the AEW locker room came to Danielson's rescue, causing Moxley and the stablemates to retreat. Well, shortly after the BCC, the Blackpool Combat Club, were renamed to the Death Riders. And on October 23rd episode of Dynamite, Moxley and his stablemates attacked Cassidy's former best friend's stablemate, Chuck Taylor. Before Moxley's stablemates placed a steel chair around Taylor's neck, which Moxley stomped on it. This caused Cassidy to run out with most of the AEW locker room to Taylor, which caused, again, Moxley and his stablemates to retreat. At Fright Night Dynamite on October 30th, Cassidy opened the show and challenged Moxley to a match for his championship at Full Gear, which was later made official. This stable is clearly the hottest thing AEW has going. I know at some point we're seeing some names here becoming more prominent of names that are being built by AEW, and Orange Cassidy is one of them. However, I don't see it being time for Jon Moxley and the Death Riders' reign to end. They're really giving them almost like an NWO-esque feel, like they're taking over AEW. And I, for one, am for it because I loved the NWO in 1996, 97, 98, 99. One of the, if not the greatest stable in professional wrestling / sports entertainment history. So with this match, I think we see a hashtag and still AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with all of that being said, the pay-per-view starts tonight at 6. So make sure you check that out. 0 Hour starts at 6 p.m. on AEW's YouTube channel. And then the pay-per-view will be Tiller TV at 8 p.m. So make sure you go and you watch that. And fans, you can find us at youtube.com/perched on the top rope, where we have awesome interviews with wrestlers like, well, Lance Archer, as a matter of fact, from AEW. We also have interviews with the Mountie, Jacques Rougeau. We have interviews with Steve Kern, who played Skinner in the WWF. Fred Ottman, who was Tugboat. Typhoon, the Shockmaster in WWF and WCW. We have interviews with Hall of Famers like Rob Van Dam, Kevin Nash, Booker T, Jake the Snake Roberts, and more. YouTube.com/perched on the top rope. And if you're someone who's in the car and you want to listen to those interviews, well, you can with Apple Podcast. It's Perched on the Top Rope. We are ranked in over 20 countries on Chartable. So thank you for listening, and make sure you write a 5-star review. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/perched on the top rope, where we are nearing 17,000 strong. We're also on Twitter and Blue Sky. Those handles are Perched Top Rope. We are on Instagram and Threads. It's Perched on the Top Rope Podcast. You can also find us on TikTok. It's Perched on the Top Rope, where we do unboxing videos, card breaks, Greg the Hammer Valentine chopped me in the chest there, and there's a video of Kevin Sullivan getting humped by a dog. Rest in peace, Kevin. But yes, he is getting humped by a dog. Anyway, fans, make sure you tune into AEW Dynamite. Wow. Yeah, make sure you tune into AEW Dynamite, all right? That's on Wednesdays, but make sure you turn into AEW Full Gear tonight, 6 p.m. for 0 Hour, 8 p.m. for the pay-per-view. Remember, fans, spoiler free's the way to be. I'm out.